Now, Isaiah Sharp with the Idaho News 6 forecast.
Take a look at this video that was taken by our Doug Locksmith. That's the dollar fire and the snag fire. Look at all of the smoke that is being produced from this guy right here. A lot of cloud coverage now being produced from that. You can see the plume just right over the top of it. That fire earlier today was sitting at 2,000 acres, now currently at 7,000 acres. Luckily, temperatures are staying low across the state as we take a look at the village tower cam right now. 83 degrees temperature range right now. Not a lot of wind happening either, which is also a good thing, because wind and dry conditions, that's all you need for wildfires to really start to kick up and start to continue to grow. Temperatures luckily will be sticking into the lower range. Unfortunately, smoke is going to be sticking around for a little bit longer. You can see the prominence of smoke that's being produced by a number of these fires: the paddock fire, the stag fire, and the dollar fire, on top of a couple of other fires too that are just a little bit smaller, producing a lot of smoke for the region. And heading into tomorrow, you can see the really nasty stuff, some of the dense red stuff rolling right over the top of the Treasure Valley region. Luckily, in the morning time, that will start to dissipate a little bit. We'll keep an eye out in this region because, unfortunately, as wildfire season continues on, these fires may grow even more, producing more smoke for the region. Luckily, like I mentioned, temperatures are sticking cool. 94 in Boise, 83 up in McCall, 86 over in Ketchum, 90-degree temperature ranges for Twin Falls. And across the region, you can take a look across this map. You don't see any triple-digit conditions, which is what we need. Heading into tomorrow, there's only going to be one sitting down in Medford at triple digits. Everywhere else going to be sticking into the 90s and 80s, and that's what we need in order to keep these wildfires from growing, because the hotter conditions and the drier conditions are really what cause them to spark up even more and spread faster. You saw that paddock fire jump into 120,000 acres, which is pretty impressive. But luckily, cooler conditions are on the way. It felt as though the heat was never going to disappear after the July that we just had. Triple digits to start out the month of August as well. But take a look, cooler than normal conditions are just off to the east of us. You can see that fine line right between Oregon and Washington and Idaho. We'll hope that these start to make their way over as the hotter than normal conditions are sticking off to the east of us. You see a small portion of Idaho. You see Idaho Falls, even parts of the Magic Valley are dealing with the hotter than normal conditions, but only slightly. The temperatures luckily will continue to drop as we continue on into the month of August. Hopefully not another heat wave on the way. Take a look at what we're going to be seeing tomorrow. You see broken clouds over the region. Smoke will continue to be a part of the forecast, even though we don't see it on this map. Mid to upper 90s expected. Emmett almost breaking triple digits. You see the low temperatures too, sticking into those 60s, which is really nice. We need a bit of a cool down after a hot day, even in the mid to upper 90s, which we'll take at this point because of all the triple digits that we saw earlier. 80s expected for McCall and Cascade, 90s everywhere else. They're really going to be seeing the smoky conditions just because of vicinity, how close they are to the paddock fire and others that are happening in the area. So do expect really poor air quality conditions for them. Eastern Central Mountains will be pretty similar conditions as well, with pretty poor air quality. Mid to low 80s expected for them across the region. Light winds expected for that area too. The Magic Valley region going to be seeing 80-degree temperature ranges for Twin Falls, Oakley, and Burley. You see slight chances of precipitation rolling through the area. Not as much smoke because they are sitting to the south, but do expect poor air quality, unfortunately, for the entire state of Idaho as wildfire season continues on. The Treasure Valley is going to be dealing with a lot of smoke heading into tomorrow. 95 expected to be the high. Temperature ranges will be sticking into those upper 90s by the weekend, and then it's going to start to dip down. You see 94 expected on Sunday and Monday. Smoky conditions are going to continue on, but low 90s are on the way starting Tuesday.